Hey everyone, buckle up because today we're diving deep into the driver's seat, so to speak,
Oh, I like that.
to help you prepare for
Yeah.
a really cool job interview. Like
Yeah.
really cool
It's technically
automotive test
a
driver.
dream job
Right.
for so many people.
I mean, who wouldn't want to get paid to
Right.
push these awesome cars to the limit?
Yeah.
But first, you got to ace that interview.
Mm.
And that's where we come in. We're going to draw on some insights from RoleCatcher,
Yeah.
the career experts, to give you the edge you need.
Absolutely. These are real interview questions
Oh,
that
yeah.
we're going to unpack.
Straight from the source. But before we hit the gas on those interview questions,
Okay.
let's quickly break down what this job actually involves. Because, it's more than just, driving fast.
Oh, absolutely. It's much more than just putting the pedal to the metal.
Right.
It's about being incredibly meticulous and analytical,
Yep.
a skilled communicator,
Right.
all while handling a vehicle at its limits. It's like being a technical detective, in a way.
I like that. Uncovering those hidden clues about a car's performance.
Exactly.
And speaking of having a secret weapon, that's where I think RoleCatcher's AI comes in.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it can actually analyze these job descriptions,
Right.
highlight specific skills employers are looking for,
Mhm.
so you can really tailor those answers.
You're exactly right. Think of it as having a co-pilot for your career journey.
Okay, I like that.
It's there to guide you and help you navigate those tricky turns in the job search process.
So, for instance,
Yeah.
their career guide really emphasizes that automotive test drivers need a deep understanding of vehicle dynamics, safety protocols,
Yeah.
data analysis, like
It's critical.
really important stuff that we're going to touch on as we go through these sample questions.
Absolutely. It's all connected.
Okay, so are you ready to jump into those interview questions?
Let's-
All right, question number 1, straight from RoleCatcher's database. What inspired you to become an automotive test driver?
Okay. So this is your chance to really showcase your passion.
Okay.
It's not enough to just say, oh, I love cars. You got to go beyond that.
So dig deep.
Exactly. Think back to a defining moment.
Okay.
Maybe it was rebuilding an engine in your garage
Yeah.
or meticulously restoring a classic car.
Right.
Share that story.
Yeah.
It's going to demonstrate that you have this deep-rooted passion
Okay.
for everything automotive.
So like even, I don't know,
Yeah.
designing a custom part using CAD software or something.
Absolutely. Anything that showcases your love for cars and your technical skills.
Show that passion. All right, so let's say you nail that story, you're feeling good.
Mm.
And then the interviewer says, that's a great story, but how does that translate to being a professional test driver? How do you bridge that gap?
Okay, that's where you connect those experiences to the specific skills needed for the role.
Okay, so it's not enough to just have the passion. You got to have the skills to back it up.
Right, you have to connect the dots for them.
Okay.
You could say something like, my passion for understanding how cars work, right? Coupled with my hands-on experience has given me a really keen eye for detail and the deep appreciation for these complexities of vehicle dynamics. And those are skills I'm really eager to apply in a professional setting.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Connecting those dots. All right, so that was question number 1. Moving right along to question number 2. What are the key skills required for an automotive test driver? Now, this one feels like a test in itself, right?
It is, it is.
It's like, have you done your research?
Exactly. And it's easy to fall into the trap of giving those generic answers, right?
I'm a hard worker.
Right. I'm a team player.
Yeah, everyone says that.
Yeah, but those are really generic and they don't tell the interviewer anything specific about you.
So how do you stand out?
Specificity is key here.
Okay, so ditch the hard worker and bring on the specifics.
Exactly. So RoleCatcher's career guide, it highlights things like analytical skills, communication, attention to detail, teamwork.
Yeah, those are really important.
All essential for this role.
Okay, so instead of just listing those skills, can you give me an example?
Yeah, so instead of just saying I'm analytical, you could say something like, in my previous role as a data analyst, I developed a keen eye for spotting inconsistencies, a skill that's directly applicable to analyzing vehicle performance data.
Ooh, I like that. It's like you're already doing the job.
Exactly. You're demonstrating that you have transferable skills.
Okay, and what about communication? How would you showcase that?
You could say something like, I'm a strong communicator. And that's evident in my experience leading team presentations and explaining complex technical information to non-technical audiences.
Okay, yeah, because you're going to be working with engineers and you got to speak their language, right?
Exactly.
And this is where RoleCatcher can help, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it can identify any potential gaps in your resume and suggest ways to actually bridge them.
Exactly.
It's like having a career counselor in your back pocket.
On speed dial.
Okay, Ready for question number 3?
Hit me.
All right. The interviewer says, how do you prepare for a test drive? Now, obviously, it's more than just adjusting your mirrors, right?
Right.
So what sets a professional apart in this situation?
Well, you want to showcase that you have a very systematic and meticulous approach.
Okay.
You could start by saying that you would thoroughly review the test objectives. What are we trying to achieve during this specific drive? Are we testing the brakes, suspension, handling in specific conditions?
Right, because every test drive has a purpose.
Exactly. And then you want to emphasize the importance of doing a very detailed vehicle walk-around.
Okay, so this is more than just kicking the tires.
Oh, absolutely. This is meticulous. We're talking about checking for fluid leaks, tire pressure, any subtle damage to the bodywork,
Wow, looking for anything out of place.
anything that could impact the test. This shows that you understand the importance of accuracy and reliability.
Like a doctor examining a patient before,
Surgery or something.
precisely. Every detail matters.
Every detail matters. All right, so you've reviewed the objectives, you've done your meticulous walk around.
hmm
Anything else you do to prepare?
I would actually do a brief warm-up drive.
Oh, interesting. To kind of get a feel for the car?
Exactly, before really pushing it to its limits.
Okay, so it's not just about following a checklist. It's
No.
about using your intuition and experience
Exactly.
to ensure, a successful and safe test.
Yes, absolutely.
I like it. All right, we're on a roll with these questions. Are you ready for more?
Absolutely, bring it on. It's like a pilot doing their pre-flight check, right?
Right, exactly.
You're familiarizing yourself with the car's baseline behavior.
Okay, I love that analogy. All right, so speaking of pilots
hmm
and pre-flight checks, let's talk safety.
Yeah.
Because this is a huge part of the job, right?
Yeah. So, question number 4. How do you ensure safety during a test drive?
Safety is paramount in this role.
Right.
It's not just about your own safety, but also the safety of others on the road
Of course.
and the vehicle itself.
Right. You're a professional. This isn't Fast and Furious.
Exactly. You are a professional, not a stunt driver.
Yeah.
So your answer should always emphasize that safety is your top priority.
Okay.
You follow all traffic laws, even when you're pushing the car to its limits.
Right, because crashing a prototype is not a good look.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Emphasize that you're maintaining those set speed limits.
Right.
Unless you're otherwise instructed.
Right. It's about controlled performance,
Exactly. Controlled performance testing,
not reckless drive.
not reckless driving. And always wearing proper safety gear, of course.
Right. So a helmet, fire-resistant clothing.
All of it.
Yeah, it shows you're serious.
Absolutely. You're taking the job seriously.
And I imagine, mental focus is a big part of this too, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You want to talk about maintaining unwavering focus and awareness?
Okay.
You're constantly scanning your surroundings, anticipating any hazards.
Right.
Now imagine the interviewer asks,
Okay.
can you give me a specific example of how you'd handle a challenging situation on the test track?
Ooh, good question. How would you respond to that?
Well, I would say something like, let's say I'm testing this new ABS system in wet conditions,
Okay.
and suddenly a deer darts across the track.
Oh, no.
My first instinct is to stay calm, avoid overreacting.
Right.
I would quickly assess the situation, the distance to the deer, the available space on the track, my speed,
So you have to think fast.
very fast. And then, based on that assessment, I would make a controlled braking maneuver while trying to steer clear of the animal.
Okay, so it shows that you can handle, unexpected situations.
Yeah.
You can think quickly, and you're always prioritizing safety.
Absolutely.
It's not just about knowing the rules, but embodying that safety-first mindset.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, so question number 5 throws a bit of a curveball, right? It says, how do you handle unexpected situations during a test drive?
Okay.
Because, let's face it, things happen,
Yeah.
tire blowouts, unexpected obstacles on the track. How do you deal with the pressure of those situations?
You want to demonstrate those problem-solving skills
Okay.
and adaptability.
Okay.
Start by emphasizing that you can stay calm under pressure. Panicking doesn't help anyone in these situations.
Right. You got to keep a cool head.
Exactly. Clear thinking behind the wheel is crucial.
Okay. Love it.
Then you talk about how you would quickly assess that situation,
Okay.
identify those potential risks, and take the appropriate action.
So, for instance, let's say you encounter, I don't know, like a sudden obstacle on the track.
Yeah, absolutely. You could say, if I encounter an unexpected obstacle, my immediate reaction would be to, first and foremost, maintain control of the vehicle.
Right. Safety first.
Always.
Wow.
I would then assess the situation. The nature of that obstacle, my speed, available space,
Right.
and then decide on the safest course of action,
Okay.
whether it's a controlled stop
Okay.
or, a safe maneuver around the obstacle.
Got it. Got it.
Whatever that situation calls for.
So you're showing you can think on your feet
Exactly.
and adapt to these changing conditions.
That's crucial in this role.
And honesty is key here, right?
Absolutely. Don't embellish your experiences.
Yeah.
Be upfront about your limitations,
Okay.
but emphasize that you're a quick learner
Okay.
and you can follow those safety protocols
Yeah.
even under pressure.
Even under pressure.
Yes.
It sounds like this role is really a balance of like technical skills, but also those like soft skills, communication, problem solving.
Absolutely. You've hit the nail on the head. It's
Yeah.
a unique blend.
It is. It is. Okay, well, that leads us perfectly to question number 6, which asks, how do you analyze test results and provide feedback to the development team? Now, this is where that technical detective part of the job really comes in, right?
Exactly. This question is really assessing your analytical skills
Okay.
and your ability to communicate that complex information clearly and concisely.
So it's not enough to just say, the brakes felt spongy.
No, you have to go deeper than that.
Okay.
You need to be able to explain why that's significant
Okay.
and how it might impact the car's overall performance.
So instead of the steering felt loose, what would you say?
You could say something like, during the high-speed lane change test, I noticed a delay in the steering response,
Okay.
which could indicate a problem with the steering rack or the tie rod ends.
Wow, getting technical.
This delay resulted in a less precise feel and could potentially impact the vehicle's stability at higher speeds.
So you're painting a picture with the data.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
You're not just stating a feeling, you're backing it up.
Right, you're providing evidence.
Exactly.
Okay, and so how you present this feedback is important too, right?
Absolutely. You want to mention how you would structure that feedback, whether it's through a written report, a presentation.
So maybe talk about any experience you have with data logging software, data visualization tools.
Precisely. You want to demonstrate that you understand the importance of clear and concise communication,
Okay.
especially when you're working with a team of engineers.
Right, because they're the ones who are going to be taking that feedback and making adjustments.
Exactly. You're like a translator
Okay.
between the language of the car
Yeah.
and the language of the engineers.
I like that, bridging that gap.
Absolutely.
Okay, question number 7. How do you ensure that testing is conducted in a standardized manner?
Okay, so this question is all about showcasing your meticulousness
Okay.
and your understanding of those standardized testing procedures.
So no detours on the test track.
No detours unless they're part of the test, of course.
Right, of course.
But you want to really emphasize that you strictly adhere to those established protocols. You pay very close attention to detail.
Give me an example.
Absolutely. So ensuring the test vehicle is calibrated correctly,
Okay.
using the same data logging equipment for each run,
Okay.
even accounting for those variations in weather conditions.
Right, because those external factors could impact the test.
Exactly. You want to demonstrate that you understand how those subtle inconsistencies can impact those results.
Like,
And you take the necessary steps to mitigate those risks.
okay, you're like the guardian of data integrity on the test track.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. All right, so this next question takes us beyond just the technical aspects, right?
Okay.
And it delves into the importance of staying current.
Okay.
So question number 8. How do you stay up to date with the latest automotive technologies and trends?
It's a constantly evolving field.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you got to stay ahead of the curve.
Yes, you do.
What do you do? How do you stay current?
Well, this question is really about showing your genuine interest in the industry and your commitment to continuous learning.
Okay.
It's not enough to be a great driver. You have to be a bit of a car techie, too.
So you got to know your stuff.
Absolutely.
So how do you demonstrate that you're on top of all the latest and greatest?
Well, you can talk about your go-to resources
Okay.
for staying informed. Maybe you're an avid reader of Car and Driver or Road and Track.
Right.
Or maybe you subscribe to, some engineering journals
Okay.
to really dig deep into the technical stuff.
Yeah, get those schematics.
Exactly. Or perhaps you follow industry experts or manufacturers on social media
Wait.
to catch those breaking news updates about EV technology or autonomous driving, all that cool stuff.
So showing that you're actively engaged.
Yeah, you're not just passively consuming this information, you're actively seeking it out.
You're passionate.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. So you're up to date on the tech, you're passionate. Let's move to, I guess, A little bit more of a personal aspect of the job. Question 9 asks, how do you handle disagreements or conflicts with team members during a test drive?
That's an interesting one.
Right, because testing, I imagine, can get a little...
It can get a little intense,
Yeah.
especially when you have different opinions.
Right, because you're all passionate, you all want the best for the car.
Exactly.
So how do you navigate those waters?
Well, it's really about showcasing those conflict resolution skills
Okay.
and demonstrating that you're a team player, ultimately.
Right, you're all on the same team.
Exactly. You're all working towards that same goal, creating the best possible vehicle.
Right, so how do you approach a situation where maybe you and an engineer disagree on how to proceed with a particular test?
Okay, so in that scenario, I'd start by just reiterating my commitment to collaboration
Okay.
and emphasizing that I value everyone's expertise,
Okay.
right? We're all in this together. And then I would explain my perspective clearly and respectfully, backing it up with data or observations from the test drive. For example, I might say, I understand your perspective, but during the test, I noticed, and then describe that specific observation, right? Which leads me to believe. And then explain your reasoning.
So you're acknowledging their viewpoint,
Yeah,
but also you're standing your ground.
exactly.
Okay, and it's important to be open to compromise too.
Absolutely, yeah. There might be a way to modify the test
Yeah.
to address everyone's concerns.
Find that middle ground.
Exactly. The key is to maintain that open communication
Right.
and really focus on finding the best solution for the team and for the vehicle.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I like that one.
All right, so final question before we wrap up this deep dive, and it has to do with prioritization.
Okay.
Question 10 asks, how do you prioritize different testing objectives when you're conducting a test drive?
Right, because as a test driver, you're going to have multiple objectives.
Right, and limited time.
Exactly. Limited time and resources.
So how do you decide what takes precedence?
You need to be able to assess the situation,
Okay.
consider the overall project goals, and then prioritize accordingly.
Give me an example.
Okay, let's say you're testing a new braking system and you notice something feels off. That's going to take precedence over fine-tuning the radio presets, right?
Right, safety first.
Always safety first.
Always, always, always.
And communication is key here.
Okay.
If you do need to deviate from the original plan, you have to communicate those changes to the team.
So everyone's in the loop.
Exactly. No surprises.
Okay, I like it. Well, this has been a fantastic deep dive into the world of automotive test driving.
It really has. We've covered so much.
From showcasing your passion to navigating those unexpected situations.
Yeah, those curveballs they throw at you.
And, using those technical skills to analyze and provide feedback.
Absolutely.
And remember, RoleCatcher can be your co-pilot throughout this whole journey.
Absolutely. Take advantage of those resources.
Use those AI-powered tools to tailor your resume, practice your answers, and you'll be ready to ace that interview.
You got this.
And with that, we'll see you at the finish line, hopefully behind the wheel of your dream car.
Drive safe out there.
We'll see you next time.